Hi there, it's Dr. Bernstein, and I want to welcome you to week 3 of our 4-week semester. You've already learned quite a bit. Last week, you were focusing on using the library's databases to conduct research. So, I highly recommend when a teacher assigns a research paper in a college level class, usually the first two places you want to go are to the library itself to look at books. And sometimes you think, oh, that's time consuming, you have to get to the library. But in some ways, it can be simpler just to use the books in the library, and there's sort of limited number of sources to find there, but you'll find good sources. Or use some of the online databases that you can access as students at Trident Tech or at your next college. So those are like the first two places I would go. This week you're going to be learning how to conduct online research, and this I think is a very important skill just to have in general, because whenever we do anything, we buy anything these days, we Google it, we do research, and what you want to be able to do is evaluate these sources. So this week, research project number 2, you're going to be evaluating online sources related to your second essay, which is due at the end of next week. So just remember, when you're doing all of the work, when you're watching all of the material, just remember what all of this material is being used for, because you're giving yourself time to sort of think through your ideas in a low stress situation. So the first thing clearly is watch this video. Your first research project is due by 12:30 p.m., so that's the afternoon. You can click here to go to the Dropbox. And the first part of the week, I'm teaching you particular strategies for structuring your essay. So that's going to be the essay for next week. But you need to have time for this information to sink in and to learn how to apply it. So watch Simon Sinek's How Great Leaders Inspire Action. It's a really interesting talk, and he's actually talking to people who are in marketing and selling products. But this is something, when you're writing a paper, you're selling an idea to people. So I thought this was a really good way to start thinking about these issues. Then I want you to watch one of my videos on structuring opening paragraphs and developing them. There'll be a quiz on these two videos, and then I want you to read this document on opening paragraphs. It should take you about 15 minutes. The quiz is not on this document, but I think it's a great supplement to what you've already learned, and it can help you really understand how to take that opening paragraph to the next level. Then the video's not up yet, but it will be by the time you watch this video, is how to evaluate online sources. So I walk you through the certain questions that you need to ask yourself, and then I go on to a website and show you how I might evaluate this site, so to give you a clear sense of how to do this. Then there's a quiz on the video. I want you to check out the instructions, the directions for research project number 2. This is still all on Monday. Then on Tuesday, you need to watch the video on body paragraphs. So those are all the paragraphs that you're going to write to support the ideas you raise in your opening paragraph. So I break it down for you step by step, what needs to be there. There's a quiz, and you also need to complete phases 1 and 2 of research project number 2. I don't have any time estimates in here. I mean, I think I'm not saying you have to spend hours and hours, but I think you should probably set aside an hour or two to do this research. If you try to do it all at once, it's just going to be a blur, so just know that you need to set aside a certain amount of time. Then I also on Tuesday want you to read the weekly writing tips on our D2L news page. On Wednesday, you're going to complete phases 3 and 4 of your project. So you see how I'm breaking this down for you, so that by Friday you should be in great shape with your project and be able to submit it and be doing quite well on it. On Wednesday, you have a discussion post due. If you want to see the topic, go right here. All of this work is directly related to your research project and your big project. Again, no busy work here. Thursday, read all of your classmates' posts and my responses to them. That should take you about 40 minutes, but you can learn a lot from reading them. I know I repeat myself all the time, but it's really important. Thursday and Friday, you need to focus on completing project number 2, revising and proofreading, and then Friday by midnight your research project number 2 is due, and you can click here to go to the Dropbox. So that's it. If you have any questions about week 3 or anything related to your writing or the course, feel free to ask those questions on the Ask Dr. Bernstein section of our D2L site. Have a good week, guys. Bye.